Imagine a world where misunderstandings don't exist, where every conversation you have strengthens your relationships. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this world could be your reality? Welcome to the power of effective communication. It's not just about talking, it's about connecting, understanding, and sharing. It's about fostering relationships that are built on trust and respect, all through the simple act of communicating. Picture this. You're at a family gathering, surrounded by loved ones. You're talking, laughing, sharing stories. But beneath the surface, there's a deeper connection being forged. Every word you speak, every story you share, every laugh you exchange is strengthening your bonds, bringing you closer together. That is the power of effective communication. But what about the workplace? Well, imagine walking into a meeting, confident and prepared. You're not just there to present, you're there to engage, to connect, to inspire. Every word you speak resonates with your audience, sparking ideas and encouraging collaboration. That's not just a successful meeting, that's effective communication at work. Good communication isn't just about making yourself heard, it's about making others feel heard. It's about understanding and being understood. It's about creating a dialogue, not a monologue. But how can we tap into this power? How can we harness it to enhance our relationships, both personal and professional? The answer lies in honing our communication skills. Now, I know what you're thinking. Skills? That sounds complicated. But here's the thing, effective communication is not about using big words or impressive jargon. It's about clarity. It's about empathy. It's about listening and responding. And the best part, these are skills that anyone can learn. Yes, even you. All it takes is a little practice, a little patience, and a willingness to learn. So, are you ready to revolutionize your conversation skills? To transform your relationships, your career, your life? Let's dive in. Scene script. Effective communication starts with one underrated skill: listening. Listening, you see, is the cornerstone of any successful conversation. It's not merely about being silent while the other person talks. It's about really understanding what they're saying, processing it, and responding in a thoughtful way. So, how can you become a better listener? First off, avoid interruptions. It's not just about politeness. It's about respecting the other person's thoughts and feelings. When someone is sharing a story or expressing an opinion, let them finish. Don't jump in with your own ideas or experiences just yet. Give them the space to fully express themselves. Next, show empathy. This means putting yourself in the other person's shoes and trying to understand their perspective. If a friend is telling you about a difficult day at work, don't just nod along. Show that you understand their frustration. Say things like, "That sounds really tough," or "I can see why you're upset." Empathy goes a long way in making the other person feel heard and valued. Lastly, give feedback. This doesn't mean critiquing the other person's thoughts or actions. Instead, it's about summarizing what you've heard and asking clarifying questions. For instance, if your partner is talking about a problem they're facing, you could say something like, "So what you're saying is you're feeling overwhelmed because of X, Y, and Z, is that right?" This shows that you're actively engaged and trying to understand their point of view. Let's consider a real-life example. Imagine you're chatting with a friend who's just been through a breakup. Instead of offering unsolicited advice or sharing your own breakup stories, try the following approach. Let them speak without interruption, show empathy by acknowledging their feelings, and give feedback by summarizing what you've heard and asking if you've understood correctly. This way, your friend feels heard, understood, and ultimately, less alone in their struggle. Remember, to communicate effectively, first, you must listen. Did you know over 70% of our communication is non-verbal? Quite a fascinating fact, isn't it? This includes not only gestures and body language, but also facial expressions, eye contact, and even our tone of voice. Each one of these non-verbal cues plays a significant role in how our words are perceived by others. So let's delve into this unseen but powerful aspect of communication. Imagine you're having a conversation with a friend. You're saying all the right things, but your arms are crossed, your brows are furrowed, and your voice is flat. Despite your words, your friend might feel you're uninterested or upset. That's the power of nonverbal communication. It can reinforce or completely contradict your words. Body language in particular is a potent tool. Open postures like uncrossed arms, leaning in, and nodding can show engagement and acceptance. On the other hand, closed postures like crossing arms, leaning back, or avoiding eye contact can signal disinterest or discomfort. Facial expressions are equally important. Smiling can convey friendliness and positivity, while frowning might suggest displeasure or confusion. Our eyes, too, speak volumes. Maintaining eye contact can show respect and interest, while too much or too little can make others uncomfortable. And let's not forget the tone of voice. How we say something often carries more weight than what we're saying. A warm, friendly tone can make even a difficult conversation feel more comfortable, while a harsh, cold tone can make even a simple statement feel contentious. So how can we use these nonverbal cues effectively? The key is to be aware and intentional. Pay attention to your own nonverbal cues and those of others. Do they align with the words being spoken? If not, adjust accordingly. Practice in front of a mirror or record yourself during a conversation. It may feel strange at first, but with time, you'll become more comfortable and adept. Remember, communication is not just about words. It's also about the subtle cues we give and receive. Mastering your nonverbal cues can make your words more impactful. So harness the power of nonverbal communication and watch your relationships flourish. Scene script. Ever heard of the KISS principle? Keep it short and simple. Let's delve into the magic of clear and concise communication. Picture this. You're in a bustling coffee shop trying to place an order. You don't want to yell over the noise, so you need to be clear, concise, and to the point. You don't say, "I am in the mood for a hot beverage that is a combination of espresso and frothed milk." No, you say, "I'd like a cappuccino, please." Simple, clear, and understood immediately. That's the beauty of clear and concise communication. It's about making sure your message is understood, not about showcasing your extensive vocabulary. It's about respecting the listener's time and cognitive load. So how do we achieve this? Firstly, avoid jargon. Yes, every field has its specialized language, but not everyone speaks it. If you're a computer wizard explaining a technical issue to your grandmother, you wouldn't use the same language as you would with your tech buddies. You'd simplify it. Secondly, use simple words. Why say utilize when you can say use? Why say commence when you can say start? There's no need to complicate things. Thirdly, be direct. If you need help, ask for it. If you're running late, say so. If you're not sure about something, express that. No need to beat around the bush. Remember that conversation between Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson? When they were looking at the night sky, Watson started describing what he saw in poetic language. Sherlock, in his usual direct manner, responded, "Watson, you see but you do not observe. The distinction is clear." That's an example of clear and concise communication. So next time you're communicating, whether it's in a meeting, a text message, or a social gathering, remember the KISS principle. Keep it short and simple. The goal is not to prove how smart you are, but to make sure your message is understood. Because after all, good communication isn't about proving how smart we are, but making sure our message is understood. So, ready to transform your conversations and relationships? Let's take a quick trip down memory lane, shall we? We embarked on this journey together, starting with the understanding of the power of communication. Communication isn't just about words. It's a combination of what we say, how we say it, and the effect it has on the people around us. It's a skill that can make or break relationships, and mastering it can turn our lives around. We then moved on to the art of listening. We discovered that listening isn't just about being quiet while the other person talks. It's about being present, understanding their perspective, and showing empathy. It's about making the other person feel heard, valued, and respected. And in doing so, we not only build stronger relationships, but we also learn, grow, and broaden our horizons. Next, we delved into the realm of nonverbal communication. We learned that sometimes our eyes, our facial expressions, and our body language can communicate more than our words ever could. They reveal our true emotions and thoughts, making our communication more authentic and impactful. And then, we discussed the magic of clear and concise communication. We realized that saying less can often mean more. Clarity and conciseness prevent misunderstandings, save time, and make our communication more effective. They help us get our point across in a way that's easy for others to understand and remember. And now, here we are, at the end of our journey, armed with the knowledge and tools to transform our conversations and relationships. But remember, this is just the beginning. Communication is a lifelong journey of learning and growth. Remember, communication is not about saying more, It's about making what you say count. Here's to better conversations and stronger relationships.